Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commented for. By faith, we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. By faith, Abel borrowed God a better offering than Cain did. By faith, he was commended as righteous when God spoke well of his offering, and by faith, Abel still speaks even though he is dead. By faith, Noach was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God has taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commanded as one who pleased God, and without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists and that he rewarded those who are earnestly seeking him. By faith Noah went word about things not yet seen. In holy fear faith at the ark to save his family. By his faith he condemned to world and become heir of righteousness that is so in keeping with faith. By faith, Abraham, when came called to go to a place to him would later receive as him inheritance and obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. By faith, he made his home in the promised land like a stranger in a foreign country. He lived in tent as did Isaac and Jacob, who were heirs with him over the same promise. For he was of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city with foundation, whose architect and builder is God. And by faith, even Sarah, whom was paid childbearing of age, was enabled to bear children because he considered him faithful who has made the promise. And not from this one man, and he has as good as did came descendant as numberless as the stars in the sky and as countless as the sand of the seashore. So those people were still living by faith when their dead died. They did not receive the thing promised that only saw them and welcomed them from a distance, admitting that they were foreigner and stranger on earth. People who say such things show that they are looking for a country of their own. If they have been thinking of the country that has led, they would have him opportunity to return. Instead, they were longing for a better country, heavenly one. Therefore, God is not assumed to be called thus God, for him has prepared a city for them. By faith, Abraham, when God testified him, offered Isaac as a sacrifice. He whom had an imbalance, and the promise was about to sacrifice his own and only son. Even though God has seen to him, it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reborn. Leconot. Abraham listened that God couldn't even rise to die dead, and so in manner of speaking he did receive Isaac back from death. By faith Isaac believed God, Jacob and Esau, and reward to their future. By faith, Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of Jacob's sons and worshipped as him lying on the top of his step. By faith, Jacob, when was near, spoken about the issues of the Israelite from Egypt and gave instruction concerning for the buried of his born. By faith, Moses parent he him for 3 months after he was born, because there so he was not known of ordinary children and a child, and there were not of fear of the king's edict. By faith, Moses, when he has grown up, refused to be known as the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to be mistreated along with the people of God rather than the enjoy and fleeting pleasure of sin. He regarded this disgrace for the sake of Christ as of greater value than the treasure of Egypt, because he was looking ahead to his reward. By faith he left Egypt, not feeling to God anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the of application of flood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn was not touched the firstborn of Israel. By faith the people passed through the Red Sea as on dry land. But when the Egyptian tried to do so, they were drowned. By faith, the wall of Jericho that fell after the army has marched around them for the 7 days. By faith, the prostitute left, because she welcomed the spirit, was not cared with those who were disobedient. And what more shall I say? I do not have time to tell about giant Barak, Samson, and Jephthah, about David and Solomon, Samuel, and the prophet who through faith conquered the kingdom of administered justice and granted what was promised, who showed the most of the lion, quenched the fear of the flame, and escaped the edge of the sword, whose weakness was turned to strength, and who become powerful in battle and routing of foreign army. Women receive back theirs, thus death lies to life again. There were others who were tortured, refusing to be released, so that they might gain an even better resurrection. Some faced jail and flogging, and even change and imprisonment. They were put to death by stoning. There were sword in 2 days. Those were killed by the sword. There went about in sheepskin and goldskin, destitute, persecuted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They were worried in this desert and mountain, living in caves and in hole in the ground. Thus were all commended for those faith, yet none of them received what he has been promised, since God has planned something better for us, so that only together with us all would there be made perfect. Amen.